Good evening. This is Santa Claus on June 1, 2026, bringing you today's stories with a heart full of hope and concern for our world family. As we pause to remember that on this very date in 1812, President James Madison asked Congress to declare war on the United Kingdom, let us reflect on how far we've come and how far we still need to go in learning to resolve our differences through love and understanding rather than conflict. Tonight's news reminds us that the spirit of democracy continues to stir the hearts of people across our beautiful world. In Peru, we see citizens preparing to choose their path forward in next week's runoff election between Keiko Fujimori and Roberto Sanchez, while in Colombia, the people will soon decide between Abelardo de la Espriella and Ivan Cepeda. These moments of choice are precious gifts, dear friends, opportunities for communities to come together and shape their future with hope and determination. Meanwhile, across the globe in Hungary, we witness the complexities of change as Prime Minister Peter Magyar works to transform his nation's governance, seeking to remove President Tamás Suliak from office. Change can be difficult, but when guided by principles of justice and compassion for all people, it can bring renewal and healing to a land and its people. Let us pause for a moment and reflect on the continuing struggles in the Middle East, where Iran has announced it will halt talks with the United States over Israel's expanded operations in Lebanon. My heart aches for all the families caught in this web of conflict, American service members, Iranian citizens, Lebanese families, and all who yearn for peace. President Trump's words that it will all work out well in the end remind us to hold fast to hope, even when the path forward seems unclear. Every child in that region deserves to sleep safely in their bed, and every parent deserves to see their children grow up in peace. Now, turning our gaze to the Philippines and Vietnam, we find a brighter story as these two nations elevate their partnership, declaring their shared commitment to peace in the South China Sea as non-negotiable. How beautiful it is when neighbors choose cooperation over conflict, when they recognize that what unites them is stronger than what might divide them. On the other hand, we see the continuing innovation of warfare in Ukraine, where new technologies like the AI-assisted Hornet drone remind us that human ingenuity, while remarkable, must always be guided by wisdom and compassion. Let us pray for the day when such creativity is turned entirely toward healing rather than harm. In Malaysia, we witness a nation's attempt to protect its youngest citizens by restricting social media access for children under 16. While the intentions are noble, seeking to shield our little ones from harm, this reminds us that the responsibility for nurturing our children's hearts and minds ultimately rests with all of us, working together as a community of love and care. Finally, let us remember Germany's efforts to rebuild its infrastructure with a massive investment fund, though progress has been slower than hoped. This teaches us patience, dear friends, that building something lasting and good takes time, dedication, and the willingness to work together through difficulties. As we close tonight, I'm reminded that in every news story, behind every political decision and international agreement, are real people with real hopes and fears, just like you and me. Let us hold them all in our prayers, and let us never forget that the greatest force for change in our world remains the simple act of loving our neighbors as ourselves. Until tomorrow, may peace be with you all.